Good morning, good morning. How is everyone? Hello, my lovelies. Trying to find myself, let's see. Oh, found myself, okay. I'll wait a little bit for others to arrive. In case they're a little bit late, that's okay. Want to make sure everybody gets the information. Good morning. Tell me where you're from, where you're watching from. I love to see where people are from. I'm living right now in Ocala, Florida, and that's where my Cottage bakery is. So good morning. If you have questions, I have my archaic iPad here. It's on standby. Internet is a little spotty. I may have to pause it to make sure the live doesn't have a glitch. But please ask your questions, as many as you need to. If you're watching on the replay, hit hashtag replay and ask your questions, and I will come back and revisit anytime y'all tag me. Please feel free to ask as many questions as you need to. I have an outline here. I'm going to try and stick to it. You know how it goes going live. Sometimes it's in English, but you can't read it. That's me. Sometimes I'm a train wreck, but anyway. Hello, we got some from Illinois. Hello, Caroline. Andrea from Mobile, Alabama. Hey, neighbor. I think you're a neighbor. Yeah, I'm new to Florida, so I'm learning my geography. I was up north in New Jersey. So anyway, so tell us where you're from. Got any questions? Something you want me to definitely hit on? Please ask it. I'll try and get these comments to catch up. And if anybody has a question that I can catch, please feel free. St. Louis, Missouri, woohoo! All right, so what time is it now? It's 11:02. I'll go ahead and get started. Today I'm going to talk to you about the best kitchen cleaning practices and some kitchen organization hacks. I'm going to try not to be preachy, definitely not judgy. You do you. I'm just imparting what I learned from pastry school. It's important. We're not going to get into the grossness of the bacteria. You don't want to know the details. It's ugly. So we'll get to it, but we'll briefly touch on it and not get too gross. So we'll just talk about what is the best way I found to make my Cottage bakery the most healthful it can be without hiring a company to break my bank and come in here every single day. That's not going to happen. That's not realistic. So these are realistic. Anyway, all right. So let's get going. Hey, Belinda, how you doing? Hey, from California. All right. So I'm going to see if I can switch my camera so you can stop looking at my mug. But anyway, so I'm going to take you on a tour of my tiny bakery in my kitchen, as well as my cookie room, which is, I do cakes and everything, all sorts of patisserie. So I call it my cookie room, but it's really a decorating room, and it's my catch-all room for all my stuff. So let's go. All right, here's my kitchen. Okay, if you can have this size of a sink from Lowe's, oh, rotate my phone. Can't do it well. Okay, let's go this way. This fits a full-size sheet pan. Highly recommend it. We'll come back to it. All right, so I got some stuff to talk about later. There's my pantry, it's super small. And this is my cookie room where it has all my goodies. So let's just get into organization. You'll see that I have everything labeled. I am super anal retentive when it comes to labels. Number one, because I can't remember what I put in boxes, but you'll see that a lot of them are clear. That way I don't really need the labels, but all these chocolate chip bags look the same. So white milk chocolate, dark chocolate, white chocolate, there's probably a couple other kind of chocolate, yep, multicolored chocolate in there. These are really helpful. If you can get the clear tubs, if you don't have clear tubs, just label them. Tape some sticky notes on the outside. I write on boxes. I write on all kinds of stuff. I got my gloves, masks, extras. These are all my cake pans and dishes. I don't even know what's up there. That's like the less used part, but I do get up there a lot. Then I have National Cupcake Day is coming, so I'm getting ready for that. I have some extra cookie cutters that don't fit. I'm getting to that. painting palettes. This is my Royal Icing transfer stuff. You see, a lot of the little things are in smaller tubs, and this is some lace that is ready to be used. But then I put little tubs in bigger tubs because you don't want all the little stuff going around in your big tub, getting unorganized. Makes me crazy. So this is a great hack here. This is a bunch of cookie Royal Icing flowers and other things that I've used, some fondant stuff. This is a beads craft organizer that I got from Michael's when it was on sale. So I have a couple of those. So I have flowers ready to go at a moment's notice, and you just pop them on there. I have some other things. And these are my practice sheets. I use coloring books for practicing Royal Icing transfers. It's great. You put a piece of parchment on top, wax paper, let it dry, pop them off. There you go. I have some cookie tools, my turntables, and some like one of 5,000 thingamajiggies. I got some Nicholas Lodge stuff, my stencil organizer. This is, I think, a scrapbook organizer. It has dividers, more stickies. They're just a surprise. And I have another thing of stencils. Here's one I won. I love this. All right, this is my piping bag stuff. Now you'll see I also use trays because it's not always practical to have a lidded tub. And I'm in these things most often, so I'm going to turn around and just grab these. This is my airbrushing stuff, my colors. So these trays I get at the Dollar Tree. Wherever you can get it, Dollar Tree or Dollar General, buy it. You're saving yourself a bunch of money. So I organize my bag of piping bags in, my hands are clean. They're in sizes from smallest to largest. I also have, let's see if I can do this looking through the phone. If I use bottles for a lot of flooding, then I'll use that. And there's my cheat sheet for my consistencies. That's really a crutch. I leave it there as a crutch. This I use for my piping bag because I need a heavy glass. But I have had this anyway. It's put your piping bag in it so you don't have to hold it in your hand. Because even though I'm a mom, we have 5 arms. I think we're not born with them. We grow them after a while. But anyway, I digress. Here's some bowls to mix my stuff. Water. I use distilled water for my Royal Icing. Florida water is a little funny. So I use distilled water a lot. And you'll see that in boxes around the bakery. So these are my bag ties. Of course, have all kinds of colors. Rubber bands. Big ones, little ones. And this is all piled here, but it ends up here. And at the end of the day, when I'm done, I just stick it back on top. But this keeps the mess contained. And for me, that's important because I can't work well with a big mess. So I'm hyper organized. Yeah, it's kind of annoying for some, but it could be helpful. I hope I can pass on some good tips for you. Speaking of tips, I can't rotate it. This is like a nuts and bolts organizer, but I put all my tips in it. I used my daughter's little label maker, and I put the tips numbers on it. This left is in the front, the right is in the back, so there's 2 sections. So you see all my tips. So I can just grab whatever tip I want, and I can take it out and bring it to the kitchen if I need to. This has been a lifesaver. Instead of taking the whole thing, you can just grab a couple of drawers and off you go. These sometimes they do the shapes, big 0 tips, well, the big circle tips, the rounds. I don't know what else to call them. I'm not writing down all the numbers, so I just group them in a broad category. Here's the leaves. Can't remember the numbers, but to me they look like V's and M's. V's on this side, M's on this side. I don't like these too much, but I'm trying to work with them. Anyway, different tips do different things. Here's my big ones for cupcakes and cakes and such. Flour stuff, couplers. I need like a second drawer for these. These are all my couplers. So you literally can just grab and go whatever you need, and it's right there. Best money I ever spent was on that. Amazon, I can find the link and afterwards and link it. I have my metallic paints. Got some pens. These are in a bowl I had. I don't know. It's not a tub. Sometimes it's not a tub. These are all my glitter sprays and a couple random things. Zenlogi is the best parchment ever. My nip. No, I don't drink it. It's Everclear and vodka for my petal dust. These are all my dusts and glitters. Okay, this is the one I use the most of. As you can tell, look how many I have. I am a stuff collector. Are you right? Am I right? Everybody got their special favorite. They have like 5 jars of it and they don't want to use it because they want to keep them. My tubs of royal icing. This stuff is great. So I save things. Who is that? Someone's at my door. Well, they're going to have to wait. So I put a little tub of, oops, got a notification. This is used royal icing. Now I'm going to rehydrate that because I know I have something coming tomorrow. So I'm going to be using that. I never let stuff set out longer than about 24 hours. But I know I'm going to reuse it. So it's okay right there. Then I have all my colors. This is just the ones I use right now. So I can literally take this whole thing. Are you serious? I get no visitors in that when I'm doing a live, they're going to come visit me. Whatever. Sorry, folks. Okay, so my dehydrator. I got some sprinkles. And then, you know what? Oh, good, they're gone. Oh, that was my neighbor. Oh, well. Sprinkles, different categories, wipes, fondant, molds, tools, and the molds. Fondant, more tools, gloves, molds. Got a pasta machine back there, and isomalt stuff. And one thing, if you need to store stuff on the floor, I highly recommend doing it in tubs. Now, in school, they teach us you have to have no more than 6 inches, no less than 6 inches off the floor. But that's not really practical in a cottage bakery. But if you have lids on them, you're fine. Nothing can get in. And the weight of this stuff helps keep the lid down for bugs, which I'm going to get to. So I label mine. This is my shortening, granulated sugar, flour. Now this is super important. I have a combination of flours in here. There's bacteria in raw flour. Please be careful with your raw flour. We'll get to that too. Confectioner sugar. I'm not going to be judgy. Don't want to be judgy, but I got to be informative at the same time. So confectioner sugar is sugar. So I have some weight on top so that things can't get in here too easy. So now I want to show you, fun part, my cookie cutters. These are all labeled, of course. I got these 2 drawer pull thingies, organizer carts at, I think, Michael's or Container Store. So as you can see, I'm sure like a lot of you, we have hundreds, thousands of cookie cutters. So I group them. Some can't really find a category, so they're random, but I use a lot of shapes because I'm lazy. Names, shape, platter sets, East category, holidays, letters, numbers, you know. Find what works for you. This is like the 4th time these labels have been on here. They've changed a few times. A couple of them got scratched out because I had to get more or make more. And so I needed a category all their own. So it was wedding right there. And then you have vehicles and clothing, snowflake and winter people. I have to do separate. For my Christmas stuff, minis and macros are separate to Thanksgiving. And the minis are Christmas because I have a lot of Christmas stuff, which I don't even know where it is at the moment. Oh, Christmas nut sets and gingerbread people. All right, so here's my ingredients, also in tubs, more impression mats, more ingredients. I also do chocolate, hot cocoa bombs. Can we call them bombs anymore? Hot cocoa somethings, hot chocolate filled shapes, I don't know. And then I have fondant, tubs of fondant. Oh, that's empty, but I want to keep the container. And my sugar and my goodies, some of the goodies, silicone molds. And then what else have we got? That's a random one I haven't organized yet. 3-piece molds. Oh, one of my carts, it's a baby bun rack. It has something that I'm storing for a little bit, and then some of my sheet trays. Now, of course, the full-size sheet trays don't fit in a home oven, so what are you going to do? Well, I put 3/4 sheets and half sheets on top of those full-size sheets to cool. That way I can pull the whole thing out if I need to, and I can get a whole bunch in there. My mixers live on top. This is my macaron mixer. I have a note, my white one. My assistant is my daughter. She needs labels. She's learning disabled, so fully high functioning and quite helpful, but she needs labels. And sometimes they're for me. So this is my other baby mixer. I cover these and make sure they're covered. My Black Beauty lives back there, but I'm going to show you her in the kitchen because I need her later. And this is my dedicated fridge. I highly recommend if you can get a magnetic board, dry erase board. Don't write on your fridge because that's going to get really dirty quick, and then you're going to have to spray it, and spray gets everywhere. Do you, but I would not encourage writing on the fridge itself. It's handy, but you can use magnets, and then when you're sitting here at your workbench, then you can look at your order sheet and say, hey, oh, I have to add this because I almost forgot, which I do a lot. So anyway, this is Big Mama, my big bun rack. She is used every single time I'm in the kitchen. Lots of stuff. My Arlene Chua baking mats, love these. And I have other Silpat mats and macaron mats. And there's my 3/4 trays that live down here, some chocolate transfer sheets. So all of these, I put my baking sheets to cool right on the big sheets because, well, someday I hope to have a giant oven, but someday they'll fit. And what else? Something I'm working on at the moment, and my box of parchment sheets. So let's go back. This is my workbench in case I didn't show you. I cover my brushes. These are my tools that I use every single time I sit down to decorate cookies and cakes and everything. I shall show you. Oh, angels sing. No, this is my favorite. Brushes. I'm a bit of a brush collector because I like them all. Edible markers, non-edible markers for when you have to write something. So it's clean. It's on a Lazy Susan, so I can flip it around. If you do chocolate work, I recommend dedicating a set of brushes just for your chocolate work, like poppy paints or the paints that don't want to come off of things because you're going to ruin your brushes. So cleaning your brushes, I use Everclear because that wood grain is going to take paint off of something. Of course, you don't want to take the paint off your brushes and contaminate them, but for the bristles, they're going to be super clean. Highly recommend those. So I cover my work area here when I'm not using it, my tools. So my work area gets wiped down before I start, after I finish, and every time I look at it. It's my new baby. And my chair. If you have a stool that rolls around, if you don't have one, I recommend it. And I don't put anything on the bottom shelf because I usually put my feet up there. And when I have, you can see my, Power Surge protector to plug in my goodies on top. I wipe those down, and when I use my projector, I also wipe it down before I use it. But I don't put my feet on it. I make sure I stay away from it. That's just some stuff I'm working on. All right, so this is my chef jacket. If you're going out into the public, I would recommend wearing a chef jacket if you're making a delivery. I also have t-shirts made. Hey, here we are. When I make a delivery, I just came back from one, and it's free advertising, right? We're all about advertising. So, all right, let me see if I can check on the comments. Anybody got any questions right now? Go answer it. I'm curious now. Not sure what that is. Oh yeah, Belinda, I am so organized. It's like annoying. Sometimes I know myself. All right, so what have we got here? Back to the sink. Now we're going to talk about the non-glamorous part of the bakery. Put you back on my face. the non-glamorous part of the bakery. It's necessary, sorry, but not that glamorous, and nobody really talks about it. So that's why I wanted to share a few things with you that I found are super inexpensive and something you may or may not have considered. Probably should consider, but you know, that's up to you. Run your business how you see fit. But I'm just trying to help with information so that you can provide the best product you can without killing yourself in unnecessary fees. And you don't want to be sued. All right, so why is all this organization and covering your stuff important for the non-glamorous part of the bakery? You want to cover your stuff and keep your stuff in tubs or in trays to avoid physical and chemical contaminants. What do I mean? Physical contaminants are particles. Nail polish, my nails are a wreck. We don't wear nail polish in the bakery because it can chip off. Even if you wear gloves, it can chip off. If you have a glove break, it can get into your food. You don't want that, even for food for your family. Chemical contaminants, nail polish again can be considered chemical and a physical, but chemical you don't want to have, and I'm going to show you how to avoid the chemical contaminants of a lot of cleaning products. There are some that are not reputable, and you do need to dilute Clorox bleach when you use it in your bakery. You can't use full strength. Now, when you use wipes, they're not as full strength as some may claim. But again, you got to be careful with the ratio of water to bleach. So I'm going to show you how to sanitize your kitchen and how to make your chlorine sanitizer. Super easy, super cheap, but go for the name brand Clorox bleach because you know the dilution amount of that. I can't vouch for Dollar Tree or Dollar Store or even Walmart brand or any store brand of bleach. They do water it down to make it go further, but I'm going to talk about Clorox brand. So, where is bacteria? Oh, you don't want to know every place. It is in raw flour, as I said. There, without getting into the gross details, raw flour carries bacteria, but you want to be careful because raw flour can get everywhere. It is airborne because we think we've kept it in the kitchen if we have an open concept like I do. This is my living room. It's an open concept. It's going to get everywhere. So I'm really meticulous about cleaning. I clean my kitchen and the rest of my house once a week. You need it. No matter how much you're doing or how little you're doing, you should really clean once a week. And when you are baking, you should clean before you start and when you finish. Especially if you have fur babies. I'm not judging anyone that has fur babies. Nope, it's not for me to judge. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying anyone isn't perfect if they have fur babies, but I love animals. But I can't have them because of allergies. And my baby died a couple years ago. Anyway, so it's hard to have an animal after him. So anyway, so you want to be careful, and if you have fur and long hair. My daughter has very long hair, gets everywhere, so I have to be real careful. And you want to clean at least once a week, but definitely every day. And when you start going into the kitchen, you want to start off with a clean kitchen. Super easy. So you want to clean down your countertops, your backsplashes, that little spot there in the back. I can't do it in the reverse. That part of the wall that has the countertop on it. And you want to clean up the walls, and you especially want to clean your equipment. There's Black Beauty under the cover right there. I brought her in here to show you. She's lovely. She's 8 quarts KitchenAid, and she's covered all the time, but I just brought the cover in. If you leave it on the counter, that's up to you. Cover it would be great. Ideal. Even if you have like I'll show you a towel that you saw like on the other ones. Any towel will work just to keep the dust off of it, even though you clean it and put it away. So you want to wipe down all your surfaces before you begin and wipe everything down when you're done. I'll go through that especially the system that I use. So going back to bacteria under the fingernails, and if you have polished nails, we're not surgeons. We don't clean our hands like surgeons, but we need to clean them at least with the soap and the scrubbing part for 20 seconds. Even if you wear gloves, you should have clean hands before you put on the gloves. And you want to change your disposable food-safe gloves in between tasks. By that I mean, you save a bit of money, you clean from the top to bottom, cleanest to dirtiest. So say I was working with my gloves because I have textural issues. I wear gloves when I make cookie dough or before it's baked. You can finish what you're doing, put it in the oven, but then you want to clean everything and put your stuff in the dishwasher, but you don't want to go back to making dough with the gloves, same gloves, after you've put stuff in the dishwasher. So technically you can contaminate your gloves from what you've touched in the dishwasher to what you're going to touch in your dough, even before you bake it. Just a word of caution there. No judgment. No judgment. All right, gloves don't take the place of washing hands, please. That's the only thing I'll say about that. All right, pests. Let's march on over here. Pests are pests. Can't avoid it. I highly recommend a pest control service. Mine comes once a month. They do the perimeter. I also use these glue boards. These are glue traps, different kinds. About $4 for 4 glue traps in Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, any hardware store. And they look like this. These glue boards simply have glue. And they're food safe, but they have a cover on them. So what you need to do is fold them up according to the directions on the back. And every brand is a bit different. You fold it up, make it into a little box. What's folded up looks like this. Now this has the thing on it. So before you close it, take off the paper. You fold it however it says, and it sits, here's the wall, and it sits and it catches spiders. Spiders are the only thing impervious to pesticide. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I don't mind spiders, but I don't want them in my kitchen. So we catch them with the glue traps. And we catch whatever else is crawling around. There's a lot of flying things. They won't get down on the floor, but we'll catch the spiders. So that's fine. And whatever other dust and stuff comes around. So you put it against the wall on the floor and critters crawl in there and they get stuck and die. And then you throw it out. I would recommend checking these when you clean thoroughly every week. If you don't need to replace them, certainly do it every month when it gets full, if it's before then. So there's that. Let's see, where are we? Any questions before I go? Hope I'm not missing any. Yeah, that was my doorbell. What do you clean your surfaces with? Yep, I'm getting to it. And can't wait till I fit and require a large rack. Amen, sister. I cannot wait either. All right, I think we're good for questions. I apologize if I'm missing any. My iPad took a dump, so thanks a lot, iPad. All right, so next is getting to your question. How do you clean? You're not going to watch me clean today, no. But I'm going to show you a few things. So I'll move these away because we're done talking about them. I keep my surface generally clear. There's my cup, my stickers. I generally keep it clear because that's less stuff I have to clean when I'm done. Yes, I do take all that stuff off the fridge and I clean that too. But there you go. You see I have notes like everywhere. Anyway, so I use microfiber. There is a wonderful company from Norway called Norwex. It makes, I did a study on this in college, and it's called Norwex. That's probably backwards. But it is a microfiber that catches, it has like, the fibers are like this, like a star. It catches dirt and junk. And in the valleys of the fiber, and it closes them so that it doesn't release them. I literally watched the Norwex representative take an Enviro cloth, which is the the super big mama heavy duty cleaning cloth. She cut raw chicken on a cutting board and then she wiped it off and she did a swab of the bacteria. It took off 99.9% of the bacteria off that cutting board. So you could literally, I don't recommend it, clean your toilet with an Enviro cloth and then clean your counter. Right? This stuff is awesome. So these cloths are expensive for cloths. They're about 16, last time I bought some, $16 or $17. You can get them on Amazon. I can't say enough good stuff about these cloths. I have an array here. Can you see that? Whoops, go backwards. So this is an Enviro cloth. It's a bit older. This is a newer one. And these are off-brand microfiber cloths. They're not all created equal. So this is one that's a little bit older. It's a year old. So you can see I have a J on it. I used it in the kitchen, and then after a few months when the fibers are not so soft and nice anymore, you know it's time to repurpose it. So I put a J on it and now it's junk. So I can wipe the floors with that, put it on the mop, which I have over here, attach it to the bottom of the mop and clean the floor with it. All you need is water. Do not use chemicals with these cloths. It will clog the fibers. You literally just use water. Plain tap water. You rinse it out with hot water and then it's clean again. It's like a fresh cloth. It's magic. I love it. So I use water with Norwex cloths to clean my countertop when I'm finished making my mess after I get all my stuff in my sink. Clean off your countertop. You wiping down the big junk, the bits of dough that you left behind or the dough fibers that are floating around everywhere. You wipe down your equipment, you rinse it, repeat. You use it again, a cleaner, rinsed out cloth, and wipe down your mixer. Then you wipe down your walls, your backsplash, your countertop. So go from top to bottom. Top would be your mixer to get all the dust particles coming down. Wipe underneath where your bowl sits, behind all the gears, every part of your mixer you need to be wiping. So when you're done with that, you rinse it and repeat. Then you clean your countertop, your backsplash here. The ridge is where a lot of stuff collects. If you don't have wipeable paint on your walls, I highly recommend it. That way they're washable and then you just wipe it down. Now I have a texture. It's not ideal, but that means I have more crevices, but I'm super picky about keeping them clean. So you want to do the caulk line, your switch plates, everything. Don't put water in your switch plate outlet holes, okay? Be careful. And wipe everything down. So then you get to your counter, you've wiped it all down. Get to the eye level of your counter to make sure you haven't missed particles, because you think it's clean, but you've missed it, especially if you have a pattern on it. And then you take your sanitizing solution. Is that close enough? All right, enough of that. Did I talk about these? All right, I'm sorry, I'll back up. These off-brand microfiber, the cheap ones, you know where you get them. This one I hate for using. It repels water, so don't use it on your counter, but it is awesome for getting wet and cleaning your floor with. And then you have a bunch of those cloths and then you wash them separate from your other ones. You can wash them together in hot water and it's like you have fresh, clean cloths. So technically you could clean your counter with these. I just don't like the texture. It doesn't pick up a lot of water, but that's okay. I repurpose it. I have this one that's kind of okay. I don't know where I got it. True Uber Green. I probably got it from Walmart or some off-brand on Amazon. Got a pack of them, pack of 10 or 20 or 500 for like $2. Yeah, it's not worth it. But you can use them for cleaning your floor. And because we go through a lot of cloths, you chuck them and you're not so worried about it. Or you repurpose them to your hubs in the garage. He'll love you for it. This one is off-brand. I have to find where I got it. It says a microfiber cleaning cloth, and the key to it is 85%, oh, I don't think you can see that, polyester or polyamide, and then, 85% polyester and 15% polyamide. Norwex uses a silver thread in their cloths. That's what makes them so good, because silver is antibacterial. You didn't know that, did you? But the cheap ones don't use that, so that's why I use them for other purposes that are a less clean, if you want to, food directly with food sort of job. Like, I clean my countertops, I clean my sink with it, but I'm not cleaning out my pan with it. I'm using the Norwex. So I think that's all about that. Norwex has a great scrubbing cloth that won't damage your ceramic pots, and you can put these in the dishwasher, which is great. So I have two of them. One is being used at the moment, and I change my cloths every day. And then I put one in the dishwasher while I'm using the other one. When that comes out of the dishwasher, let it dry, put it in the cupboard with the drawer with the other ones. Bigger cloths. Norwex has some great bigger cloths. This one is super used. Look at the holes in it. It's time for it to be a J. But it's a great dish drying cloth. And these other microfiber ones, oh look, it was a set with this one. It's not great for on the counter, but it's great for using if you make cakes and you need to clean your knives with. It gets hot and it does the microfiber. It's a clean cloth, and you're not worried about keeping it pristine like you would your Norwex. I have my favorites, but I put it over my bowls when they're wet to make sure that they're, so the buttercream doesn't crust over. All right. I also use it if I'm done with, if I haven't, I'm not putting my buttercream on the floor, so let me explain this well. A clean cloth that is not one of my favorite microfibers, but is still a microfiber, I wet it thoroughly, squeeze it out, and then I pop it onto my mop head. This is Norwex, and this is non-Norwex, but on the bottom, there's cleaning heads for both. This has Velcro, so it'll hold your any sort of microfiber fuzzy cloths or cotton towels, and you can wipe your floor and put it in the wash, and then you have a clean mop next time, clean mop head. All right, I think that's all about that. Now, sorry, skipping back. Chlorine sanitizer. This bottle is 32 ounces. I got it from either Walmart or Dollar Tree, but make sure it's 32 ounces because that's the ratio I know and I'm telling you. So up here, it's somewhere, which you can't read, it says 32 ounces, 946 mils, or it says fill to top rib, and then something in Spanish, which I don't speak. So you fill the water, excuse me, I just did that off camera, didn't I? Right, 32 ounces, and you want to fill your water. I put a line here so y'all could see it, up to here with greater or equal to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. It should be warm. I use hot. I don't have much feeling in my hands much anymore because I've been in hot water for so long, literally and figuratively. So greater than or equal to 75 degrees Fahrenheit for the water. And make sure you label it chlorine sanitizer. You don't want people spraying it thinking it's water, just water, but it is chlorine bleach. And that is Clorox, which I forgot to take out. Clorox bleach. You fill the water to here, open it up, of course, fill it with water, and then you take your bleach. Good old Clorox. Can you see that? Why is this going down? Clorox bleach. And you take a capful, open it up, and you want to fill it. There's an inside ring that's about halfway up. I fill it to that, and then I pour it into my water bottle, my spray bottle. Not my water bottle, my chlorine sanitizer bottle that's dedicated only to being a chlorine sanitizer spray bottle. And then it's in here, and now you can smell it. Ooh, it smells good. It has to be, where are you? Non-scented chlorine bleach. You don't want the perfumes clogging up the chemical properties of the bleach. That's not good. It smells good, but it's not great. And you don't want to be sniffing in these fumes a lot. So don't encourage yourself to use extra bleach. If you throw off your parts per meter, the ppms of your ratio of water, warm water to bleach, you're going to overdo the chemical. Now you have a chemical contaminant in your food. So you don't want that. If you under ratio your bleach to your water, it's not going to do any good. You're just cleaning your surface with water and a tiny bit of bleach. It's not going to do the job and kill the bacteria that it needs to do. Therefore, your surface won't be that clean. All right, so this is all well and good, but there's a couple of places that nobody really talks about. So I'm going to take you over to my bun rack, my big baby, and I talk about vacuum rollers. You can vacuum your floor at night. I clean my kitchen down every night and my cookie room every night with, first I vacuum to get all the big bulky bits, particles out, and then I check my bun rack wheels with scissors. Because if you have long hair, I have short hair, so it's easy to clean up. My daughter has long hair, and that stuff gets everywhere. It clogs up your bun rack wheels. Do you ever check your bun rack wheels? No, you should. So I'm going to show you how. Let's go. Okay, back to here, and here's one of the wheels. You see that? That's hair. I'm not touching it because my hands are clean. It catches in the nuts and bolts of the wheel bearings. So you want to take a dedicated pair of scissors to cut the hair from the wheels, because don't pull it out. You're going to be there all day. Time is money, right? So you cut the hair out, pull it out, clean it out with the vacuum, move the wheels around to make sure it's got it out. And then you want to do the same thing for your vacuum. The rollers underneath, you want to make sure that you get all the hair out. See, there's no hair in here. Okay, there might be one piece. So I got to clean that out. And this is just from today's work. So I've been at it for a while. All right, so that's that. Make sure you clean your bun rack wheels and your vacuum rollers. Next, we're going to talk about the floors, which we already did. Use cotton towels and your sanitizer. Don't use the sanitizer and your Norwex. Where are you? Because you don't need it. It just needs water. So if you're using Norwex microfiber on your floors, you just need the water. But if you're using other microfiber that you don't care about, it's just dedicated to the floors, you know, this, you'll find a texture you don't like, and it's going to be like, yep, that's just floors. So this needs an F on it, so I know that it's just for floors. And you can use your sanitizer. I would. There's nothing wrong with sanitizing your floors. Vacuum them up, then sanitize them. But something else nobody talks about is a cold air return, your HVAC system. Please change your filters at least once a month. And if you have fur babies, you might want to consider doing it a bit more often. My HVAC lives in here. It's weird. And there's my extra filter. But that's not where we're going. We're going to the cold air return that nobody talks about checking or cleaning when you're in your bakery. Now, whether you have a brick and mortar storefront or your cottage bakery at home, especially at home, you have this working 24 hours a day, you need to clean it out. Now, I cleaned this. It's my cleaning day. You can see that it needs it again. So what I do is I take this good old, what's it called? Swiffer. These are great because they catch it. You clean the dust out of it. You can vacuum it. That's quicker. But if you have oil or you've been frying something, it's not going to catch it. So you can already see from week to week, that's dirty. And it's not going to filter anything. The point is, it's not going to filter what it needs to do for clean air back into your bakery, right? It's going to keep regurgitating all of the dust and flour particles that you want to get rid of. and catch in the filter. So you go through, clean every one. You can use, this is when I would certainly use Clorox bleach if I have stuff that's caught. Like oily stuff is hard to get out with this. I don't know if you can see that. So you need to get in there and scrub it. You can take this out and stick it in your sink. That's the beauty of a big sink. So I'm gonna show you how to change the filter. You remove the clips. How it is in your home, I don't know. So I can help you if you don't have a significant other that knows about it. So I can't tilt it. I like my non-matching socks. They never match. All right, I digress. Here is the filter, and it's time to be changed. It does not look that clean. So it's time to change it. Even on the other side, see, time to change. This is actually less than a month worth of gunk. Particles in the hair, when you come inside, you can't avoid it. You have to come inside, and it comes in from outside. You have to clean it. So you just take it out, put it aside, take your other one, turn it around to get the arrow right. Now, ideally, you want to clean your grates before you change the filter, but I'm just showing you for time purposes. So there's an arrow. It says airflow goes that way. So you put the arrow. It's obvious to some people. It's not obvious to me sometimes. Brush around. I can't do this one-handed. Brushing around, you want to make sure you get it right. So it's a little tight, so you squeeze it in there. Push it in. This is actually different size. It doesn't fit. Okay, I gotta go back to the store. See what not to do? That's what not to do. This doesn't fit. That's not gonna close. That's not gonna catch anything. So I have to go back to the store as soon as we're done and get the proper one. See, all are not created equal. So this is red. Why? This is purple. Okay, so I got the wrong one. Same brand. That's weird. One fits and the other one doesn't. Okay, learned something new myself. Hubby got it. He got the wrong ones. So now I have to go get them. I probably got them. I can't blame it on him. So I'm going to put this one back in for now. It's better than nothing at the moment. So anyway, if it were clean, it would look brand new, and then you would clean all your grates and do that every month. Then you close it back up, take your dedicated or repurposed semi-dirty, semi-clean microfiber and wipe all those down inside and out, and then you're golden. All right, anybody else got questions? Turn you back around. I think that's it. Thank you everyone for joining me. Sorry if I rabbited on. It's a lot, and that I went through really, really quick. So I appreciate your time. If any questions now or later, if you're on the replay, hit hashtag replay and ask your questions. I will come back as often as you need to. You can private message me. What's it called? Direct message. Whatever you need. Sorry if I missed any questions. Hope you learned something, and just thought I'd share because you guys are great and I want to give back a little bit of information. Oh, somebody just brought it up. Do I use hair nets, and also do I go through a ton of paper towels for hand drying? Sorry, I did forget that. Absolutely cover your hair when you're in the kitchen. Chef toques are important. This is what I wear. I have a really big head. Thanks, Dad. Big melon head. Oh, I got head hair. So these I bought it from Amazon. They're cloth, and you can get them from Amazon. They're called surgery head covers, surgery hats. But nurses wear these when they have a lot of hair because you can put it in the back. And I just put it on. It usually twists around. And if you have a lot of hair on top, fine. But I like to cover my ears. And that's why I don't wear earrings. You don't want physical contaminants in your food. So don't wear earrings. And it can catch. I wear hearing aids and glasses. So I would be pulling at my ears a lot. So I don't want anything to come out into my food. So I don't wear earrings. But I do cover my hair. And I pull it back. I also wear an apron. I usually wear my chef coat because I burn myself I have like scars all up and down my arms. It's hard to work with, so I absolutely wear an apron. Sometimes I wear a chef coat with long sleeves and an apron because I'm that messy. But if I don't want to get my chef coat dirty, if I'm out doing a demonstration or a class, I want to make sure that it's covered and I look nice. So thank goodness for bleach, right? If it's white, you can wash it. So yes, I cover my head every time I'm in the kitchen, even when I cook for my family. And I also wear an apron, mostly. I made this one, shameless plug. No, I'm not selling it, but they're cute. We love cookies, right? And somebody's asking about the gloves. These are food safe. I also use exam gloves. It's your personal preference. I have man hands. They're super big, right? So large is too big and medium is kind of too small. So I flip-flop between brands to try. Every time I find one that works, they discontinue it or they hike it up like $500 or $50. And so these are the large ones that I use for like packaging or bagging my cookies. They're too big, so they're clumsy, and I'm going to be dropping them, and I don't want to drop my food. So find something that's really snug. I have allergies, so I wear masks too. So pandemic's nothing new for me. I got it covered. I don't work with apples though. I'm super allergic to those. Raw apples kill me. Literally. So these are the ones I mainly use. They're clear, food safe. I won't take it out. And this is size medium, but find a size. I'll take one out. I'll show you how they should fit. Your hands are clean. Mine are not, but this is demonstration. Your hands are cleaned and washed thoroughly, and then you put your gloves on because gloves don't take the place of cleaning your hands. When your hands are wet, make sure you dry them well. They will stick, and these will rip because this is a cheap brand, but they're super effective and super comfortable. So I wear them on both hands because I have textural issues and I don't want to be touching egg or getting under my fingernails or flour under my fingernails because I'm weird like that. Told you I was super anal retentive about that, about cleaning. So anyway, and when you're done, all right, I'll put on two. When you're done, here's a hack. Oh, see, it's not even wet. So you have to be careful putting them on. When you're done with them, to do it over the trash, you want to close your hand and fold your glove around it, and then hold the other one without getting it dirty. And then you fold it around, take your thumb, fold it around, and now you've contained the junk that's inside. Super awesome. I learned this trick in school. So, and then you throw it away and then you start again. So I change gloves at least 3 or 4 times while I'm making an order. And that's, yeah, from start to finish about 3 or 4 times, sometimes more, depending if I miss something and I have to go back and I don't want to touch something on the floor, pick something on the floor pick something up off the floor and then touch my clean surface where my food is about to be baked. Don't do that. Change your gloves. You have to wash your hands and change your gloves. So that'll help remember not to do it again. Trust me. So there you are. Hope I've helped. Yes, especially when decorating cookies and packaging. Thank you. You're ready to eat food. Should always have gloved hands. Yes, that's all I'll say about that. Enjoy. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, ladies, for being awesome in the group. I hope I've given back a little bit of the love and support you've shown me. I'm not very active in the group yet. I had some things, but I'm going to get back into it, and I got to work on my marketing. So thought I'd help with a bit of foundational information, and I hope it helps. Love you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.